G'day, I'm the HomeDistiller, and today I'm going to do a short series on making a backplate for a larger chuck on this C6 Sieg Lathe. If anyone's going to buy a lathe, I don't recommend these lathes. The cross slide's a bit crap and jams up a lot. You either have a bit of shake or you have it jammed up so you can hardly move it. It's just poorly machined. There's a lot better lathes out there for not much more. Unfortunately, I bought this one without doing enough research. So I've been doing some modifications to improve it, and I've got it a little bit better at the moment, but there's still more to do. So I'll bring you in and show you the new chuck that I'm putting on. I think it comes with a 125mm chuck, or a 5-inch chuck. Yep, 4.8-inch chuck. They're 125mm, and the one I'm putting on it is 165mm. The backing plate, I actually have another of the standard cast iron backing plates. Which just look like that. It indexes on a boss on the back of the chuck and has a pseudo cam lock fitting. So what we'll do is I'm going to use this backing plate, even though it only suits a 125mm chuck, and I'm actually going to make an aluminium spacer that will bring this out to what it needs to be. So this way any of the wearing and mating, the actual mating surface and wear surface is the cast iron. The aluminium plate's just there to hold the chuck. So we'll be doing a bit of pattern making, so I'm going to cast the aluminium, and then we'll be doing some machining. So today we're going to be making the pattern and hopefully doing the casting. Alright, so I'll show you the chuck and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's the chuck in all its glory as it arrived. It's what was the brand? Universal or something the brand was. It's just a cheap Chinese chuck. It's still in its packing. Oh yeah, and they gave me a free gift of some crappy if I can get the last one out. Let's pull that out. But anyway, we got 3 rather average looking drill bits. Pull that sucker out. There's our other jaws. What have we got in there? What's that? Sure that is. So that's it in there. Let's just put that there. Oh, these would be the cap heads. So they give you 3 cap heads to mount it. There's our other jaws. So it's just a bit of packing grease. It's got a little bit of packing grease, not as much as I was expecting, but let's get a bit of a WD-40. Interesting. Very interesting. Doesn't seem to be done up very tight. Not very tight at all. Now I don't know whether that's because it's just full of crappy packing grease, which we'll need to clean out. In fact, it has no grease in there at all. So let's get some grease in there while we're at it. What is this? Grease container. Fire through. Okay, so the basic design I think for my backplate, I'll make it 100 to probably even 200 in diameter, so I've got enough to play with. I'm wondering whether I'll just make it basically a round billet or whether I'll actually try and cast it with the hole missing in the middle already, because it's a lot of material to hog out. It doesn't need to be a split pattern because there'll be a flat face for it to lay on, so what we'll do is we'll cut out the ring on the table saw with my little hole cutting jig. That will also leave a large hole in the centre. Well, 20mm hole I think will be in the centre, which will be fine for indicating the initial hole to bore out. We may even have a small recess, because my plan is to have the backing plate will actually cover the whole index on the outside of that as well, as long as we're all concentric with each other, which we should be. And this is a dodgy little table saw, but I don't really have the room in my workshop for a big one, and I really wish I did, but okay, I'll leave that sit for 10 or 15 minutes, that'll probably cure enough by then. Okay, so that's probably set up enough now. Okay, there we go. There's a nice bit of draft on that. That should make a nice round billet. I think the hole is not going to be able to be cast in, as it's just going to tear out because there's no draft in it. But So as you can see, we had a successful casting. That's about as much as I can do in that crucible. I do have a bigger one, but I haven't made a set of tongs for it yet. So luckily we had a success. Hopefully it's not as porous as an old sponge. So that's the end of episode 1, and next episode we'll be sticking this in the milling machine and boring a hole in the centre to so we can get it chucked up in the lathe and start turning the outside down. So thanks for watching. See you in the next chapter.